not want to work alone. We shall not be working alone. So we brought on board 3 other organizations that will be implementing the 4 main pollution areas of air pollution, water pollution, solid waste management, heavy metal pollution, and agrochemical use and misuse. And as they will be speaking to us, you realize all of them are working on unique areas. So the main objective is to create awareness in communities, in schools, using media and very many other platforms.
Okay, that's Yadnet in short, and how you see different organizations seated here. As I said, DVs will be streaming live on YouTube just in 1 minute. I am sure a producer is working on that one. Please follow us also on YouTube in case you want to leave your living room, but you would want to be interested in listening to what these people have to say. YouTube is there, just put in Excel Media, and you'll be getting us live and clear.
Can I add one?
Yes, you want to say something?
Okay, I wanted to say that this program is not only being done by Yadnet. You realize we have a partnership with the Global Alliance on Health and Pollution that is getting support and from the UK government, the Department of Environment, Food Rights, and the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs of the UK government is the one funding this program in Uganda. So they are supporting partners for this program.
Okay, as I said, the link is now ready and clear. Please follow us on YouTube. And we'll definitely be requesting that you give in your feedback, and we'll continue to follow up slowly as I move. Let me start with Equalize Foundation. I am told this is a Yadnet project. So how are you coming on board as Equalize Foundation? How do you come in the mix? What are you doing on this project, or what are you going to be doing on the project?
Thank you so much. As Bridget said, Yadnet is an organization that brings together different civil society organizations. And Equalives is a partner under Yadnet, and that is where we come in under the Environmental Protection Program, and we are going to be implementing in areas of Chisenyi. But before we go into the activities and the plan we have...
You'd want to tell us about Equalives Foundation.
I would like to share.
I just read that, yes, please.
So Equalives is a non-governmental organization that works and aims at empowering young people, especially young people that come from the slum communities of Kampala. When I say slum, I talk of areas of Kisenyi, Katwe, Kabaragara, Katanga, among others, but also we work with young people in rural communities. Okay. And our work mainly focuses on health, education, economic empowerment, and climate advocacy. So we aim at creating platforms, but also building the capacity of young people to effectively engage, but not only engage, but also contribute to the development of their communities, but also nationally and globally through different platforms. So under the Environmental Protection Program, Equalives is implementing an awareness campaign called the Safer Schools Environmental Campaign. And in here we are going to target different schools. We are targeting 2 schools in Chisenyi, but also we are targeting the neighboring communities within Chisenyi, specifically Lubiri Triangle. And our main aim in the campaign is to ensure that we empower schools and also communities around there to know, because our area of focus is air pollution and agrochemical use and misuse. Okay. So we want to empower communities, first of all, to understand, because when we talk of pollution, it may be a big word for communities that do not understand, but when you look at Kisenyi, Kisenyi is surrounded by small factories, but also surrounded by a lot of waste and other things that pollute the environment. So we want to empower communities within there to understand what air pollution means and what agrochemical use and misuse means. And then we are also going to engage schools, because we believe when we enter communities through schools, we are going to empower the young children, the people that are going to be able to drive change within their schools, but also go back in their homes to also share the messages with their parents and guardians to ensure that we come up with local solutions that are going to that are not only going to look at how can we ensure that we have healthier environments, especially for the vulnerable, because in this project we are targeting the young people, we are targeting youth and women groups, but we are also targeting people living with disabilities, because we believe these are the most affected when it comes to air pollution and agrochemical use. And when I say agrochemical use, I'm looking at the farmers, I'm looking at the shops within Kisenyi that are selling pesticides, that are selling these fertilizers, but do not know how to handle them very well, but they also don't empower the neighboring communities on how to handle these chemicals, which in the long run affect the health of the communities around, but also they affect the most vulnerable. So Equal Lives is going to work with local leaders within the communities of Kisenyi to create awareness about agrochemical use, about air pollution, and also we want to ensure that in that process communities are engaged to come up with locally available solutions when it comes to ensuring that we have healthier ways of protecting our communities, but healthier initiatives when it comes to preventing agrochemical misuse within areas of
you're having interesting discussions on, especially when it comes to agrochemical issues and the rest. My question would be how. I want to understand the how bit of how you intend on doing whatever you're talking about.
First of all, we are going to engage with schools within the areas of Kisenyi. We are going to be engaging with 2 schools. And why we are choosing schools is because we know that schools are centers of knowledge. Schools are centers of empowerment. So we are targeting schools to ensure that they include issues of air pollution, issues of agrochemical use, and they empower children on how to ensure that when they go back in their homes, they know how to properly use pesticides, but also they know that it is very important when you're using pesticides and fertilizers to be well protected, because you may not see the results of misusing pesticides and fertilizers, but in the long run, we get to see chronic diseases like heart diseases, like cancer. We've seen a lot of people facing challenges when it comes to breathing. It's because of the quality of air. And in places like Kisenyi, where we have a lot of grain mills, where we have a lot of air pollution, people there, and especially the most vulnerable, are facing those challenges in the long run.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Mastula. You've really given us a whole preamble of what pollution and what you intend on doing. Dennis, let me hear from you. How is Hands of Hope initiative doing? Where are you located, and how are you part of this program? But you can give us a 1-2 minute preamble of what Hands of Hope is all about and what you do, so that people get to know that yes, you're the right people to be on this project.
Thank you so much to our dear viewers. I'm from Hands of Hope Initiative. We are located in Pererwe along Namere Road towards Kitezi. It's a youth-led civil society organization. When I say youth-led, meaning the people leading it are youths. And we have...
You chase the old people from your organization.
We are... Okay, according to our mission, it's what drives us.
Okay.
We want to see the younger generation which is wealthy and healthy. So as Hands of Hope, on this project with the Yardnet, we are partners specifically targeting solid waste management and water pollution. And our areas of concern is Gwaise and Kitezi, which we are all familiar with. Just briefly talk about the state of waste, because when I say solid waste management, people might only think about the catastrophe they generate in their homes, but waste is anything that you no longer want to use. It can be a plastic, it can be an old TV, it can be the peelings, so it's a lot. So to just paint a small picture of how much waste we are generating here in Kampala, as the population is growing, you realize that we also generate more waste. And averagely, each person in Kampala has the ability of generating at least 1 kilogram of waste per day. And where is this waste going? Recently, we had the down power of Kitezi landfill. It was the only landfill in collecting waste of Kampala. and average it was receiving around 2,000 tons of waste, which was beyond its capacity. No wonder it had erupted. So this comes with the way how people are handling waste, meaning there is improper disposal, they are not sorting it correctly because it is in different forms. There is biodegradable, the one which can rot, and the one which cannot. So we want to create an awareness campaign in these areas.
Specifically Chitezi and Wise.
So that we can create a sensitization in these households. How do they handle this waste? The waste you collect in the households, because it starts with an individual who collects the waste, then as a household it collects up, then as a community. Then we go into bigger communities like the markets and tax parks. So the waste accumulation in these areas is bringing a lot of concern. When you look at the drainage pipes or the drainage ways along these areas, they are always clogged with the waste, and it comes with improper disposal in these areas. And another area we are targeting water pollution, because they work hand in hand. When you improperly dispose of waste, there is a likelihood that this waste is likely to reach into the water areas, hence impacting our health.
Okay.
So we have a few activities that we are going to do. We shall run a sensitization campaign where we shall move with health workers door to door, telling these people about waste sorting and recycling. Then we shall also do clean-up campaigns in these communities, especially washing bays, because when you look at structures of washing bays here in Kampala, after someone washing off the car, he doesn't mind where the water is actually going, yet it is running into different water collection points where it affects so many people. And then we shall have a roundtable discussion with the different authorities like KCC and the leaders in this area, so that we can draft resolutions that can target or that can allow us to properly manage this waste.
Dennis, if I may ask, so many discussions have been ongoing, and so many initiatives like yours have come across to handle or manage waste. But you also know by the fact that most of these things stop on either the way we are talking here on TV, and their implementation is usually not as the way we discuss them in these discussion rooms. What unique feature or program do you have for this program to be fully implemented as the organization?
Thank you so much. For us, we believe knowledge is power. And once each and every person knows the effects of poor waste handling, that's why we are going door to door. And when we come and tell you the messages we shall be carrying, when we say, when you dispose of this cavera or this bottle, or when you dump your waste in this drainage, what happens? Because you realize people do these things thinking it is convenient, but in the long run, when you look at how people are flooding in health centers with diseases concerning food poisoning and all those communicable diseases, it drives us back to where we have been dumping our waste. So some of the resolutions we want to do, we want to create this awareness in the people's minds. We want to do a mindset change so that people become aware, they become ambassadors of their households. They become ambassadors of where they are staying. You become the watcher of your neighbor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Dennis. To Andrew, Climate Inclusion Network, you're handling heavy metal pollution. For starters, what is Climate Inclusion Network, and what do we mean when we talk about heavy metal pollution in this case?
Thank you so much for the opportunity once again. Climate Inclusion Network, like I said, it is an organization. It's rooted in Mukono. It's a not-for-profit organization that specifically aims to empower people that have historically been marginalized. Then we talk about the women, the youth, and then persons living with disabilities. We believe that over time, these categories have been left out of discussion bodies and even from decision-making tables. So we aim to empower such people. We aim to empower this category of people, not only to be climate leaders, but also to be the change makers in different societies. Now, Climate Inclusion Network, one of our programs is the Green Teachers Ambassadors program that we've so far trained more than 200 teachers to be climate oriented, to be in position to offer climate knowledge in and outside of their classrooms. We've implemented this in Central and Eastern Uganda, but away from that, we also believe as an organization that tackling climate change needs to go hand in hand with ending energy poverty. And that is why we also have one of our key programs as the Solar Lamp Initiative, where we try to substitute the use of kerosene lamp with solar energy. But away from that, we are so much interested, and we implement all activities around climate and health. So anything to do with climate and health, pollution is also of great value to us. So away from all that, Climate Inclusion Network, we do believe that for us to have tangible results as a young organization, we need to look at it from a lens of inclusivity. That is where persons living with disability, being onboarded, taking the forefront in each and every program that we have. So we want to see that climate action is more practical within the society, more practical within the people that are often left out of discussion tables. But also away from that, our mission, our vision is to pioneer a climate revolution that no one is left behind. Talking of the children in informal settlement areas, like my friend has said, in Chisenyi, yes, children in informal settlement areas, we want to say that the onboarded women in markets, people in garages, people in villages, each and every community, want to bring them on board and ensure no one is left behind in decision-making tables.
Okay.
So,
how is Climate Inclusion Network coming on board to work with the ADNET? What exactly are you going to handle, and how are you planning to handle it?
Thank you so much. I would firstly want to reflect back to the question you earlier on laid about heavy metals. And for any starter who may not know what heavy metals are, all of us have at least had the opportunity on this to probably go to school, and we all studied about the periodic table and all that. So some of the heavy metals are already not new to you. We have already surfaced with them. And heavy metals are simply dense metallic elements that are deposited in our environment, and some of them do come from the industrial activities like mining, metal casting and all that. So heavy metals, we have, for example, lead, we have mercury, among a few. So in our campaign, how we are coming on board, Climate Inclusion Network is coming to tackle the heavy metal pollution. We have this often underlooked within our environment. Most of the times when you talk about pollution, we side look the heavy metals, and yet it is a very, very pertinent issue. It is a very alarming issue within the public health and also within the environment. Because for a fact, according to World Health Organization, every 1 in 3 children is highly affected by the amounts of lead in their bloodstream. So you can imagine if in 1 to 3 children you're having at least one of them whose blood level is highly contaminated by the lead. So this is a very alarming issue that we shouldn't only sideline, but we need to come on table. We need to tackle this now, and there isn't any much time left, because the time is now for us to tackle any pollution-related issue that is also affecting our health. So as an organization, we are looking at this to be something to be tackled by the community. I won't differ so much from my comrades here that we are making each community led. We are bringing it down to the community. Can we come on board? Let's tackle this together. You get? So in raising awareness about heavy metal pollution, to be more specific, lead and mercury, we'll be focusing so much on areas of Nakawa and also Chisenyi. And we are going to be onboarding communities and schools, to be specific, 3 schools, because we believe that children are the leaders of tomorrow. So they need to be equipped about all this. They need to share this to the world. They need to share this with their parents back home and everywhere. So we'll be onboarding 3 schools where we'll be forming lead detective clubs. And in these clubs, we'll be empowering students with the knowledge about heavy metals, and also away from that would be getting onto dialogues, conversations within the communities, we have a conversation on lead in cosmetics. Many of the ladies out there do not know that. I'm sorry if I offend them, but
You want to offend Bridget on the show?
no, Bridget is on natural. You want to assume, yeah. But many of the ladies out there, it's quite ironic that they do check the ingredients in their meals, in their foods during lunch, but they never take a minute to check the ingredients in their lipstick, in their cosmetics that they are using. You find that only one swipe of maybe lipstick is enough to cause damage to your entire life. So heavy metals are also in cosmetics, and we're looking at having conversations with women, raising awareness to them.
Okay.
But away from that, we're also looking at having conversations with persons living with disabilities, women in most of these hotspot areas. Yeah, so that is a bit of what we'll be doing.
Okay, besides Andrew not wanting women to look beautiful, we want now to go to Bridget, who he said she's on natural. Madam Natural. Bridget, jokes aside, from what I hear is like this program is only going to be implemented within Kampala. From the areas I hear people mentioning, Mastula, the other side, mentioning they will be operating in Chisenyi and somewhere around town. What is the other place?
Chisenyi and within the schools
and
of
within the schools of Chisenyi. So they are operating in Chisenyi. Dinisia said Chitezi and Bwaise, Kampala metropolitan, not even metropolitan, but Kampala as a district almost. Andrew here is saying Nakawa. We are looking at the divisions that make up Kampala. Why only Kampala?
Yeah, just by the design of this program, it is targeting Kampala and its surrounding areas. But why, to answer your question, is the pollution in Kampala is way high compared to other cities. And then, as you earlier noticed, last year there were some news saying that Kampala is one of the most polluted cities in Africa. So it is a hotspot for this program because it is very polluted, and it also has a high number of people. The population is so high, so the number of people affected by pollution in Kampala is quite high. So that is why we are focusing on Kampala.
Okay, we're going to take in a short break, Teresa, and when we come back, we want to understand how is the common man like me going to benefit from this project. And I'm sure all of you here know how all you want to implement is going to support me, the young person, or because I hear you're doing with the youth, you want to deal with the communities, you're going into schools, but then how is the common man in Kampala, Montua, was going to benefit from the environment, pollution program? We're taking in a deep breather, and when we come back, we'll start there. Don't go from Excel TV. We're coming back shortly.
The moment is nearing. Uganda's oil future is no longer distant. We've hit the milestone. The Kingfisher project is 70% complete. The regional getaway, ECOP, stands at 65% progress. Are Ugandans truly benefiting? The numbers are in $2.2 billion awarded to local companies. Over 89% of direct jobs held at nationals. Discover how the oil sector is oiling the backbone of Uganda's economy, driving growth in agriculture and manufacturing. Read the essential debate on national strategy, why Uganda needs energy security before climate ambition, the leadership story that turned CPGs into success. Don't miss the full story in Volume 4, Issue 2 of the POW External Newsletter. Download your copy today.
My name is Bubu. I'm the CEO of Pelu Stores at Junction Mall Treka. We deal in laptop bags, travel bags, sleigh bags, school bags, and all these bags, suitcases. So if you're looking at any type of a bag that you'd like to go and have your time or pack your things very well, comfortably, go on a journey or send your kids to school, I am here to give you those nice bags. So come through today at Junction Mall Treka, shop number D40, and I'll be able to have you guys. And of course, I am on social media at Pelu Stores on TikTok and Bubu on all other platforms. You can reach me out on 0703 6156 and 58. Thank you.
Tosubwa ku Excel TV.
Hello, our lovely viewers. Are you a youth out there searching for a show that has the Christian vibe? Generation Awaken is the show that you have been waiting for. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 with me, Shaman Kerry and
Katenda Harrington, bring you the diverse discussions, the topics that you'd want to actually engage into, bring you the things you'd want to bond into, to talk about the different things that youth go out of your spaces out there in society.
And besides that, we shall be having birthday parties. So you're out there, you want to engage in something, please just tune in. We shall have your birthday ready to you. And besides birthday, we have
the movie trailers. You want to know actually the trending movies. You want to know what is going out in the movie world. You want to know actually what is happening in theaters. This is the show for you, and you actually just need to tune in on
Excel TV every Saturday. Just make it a point. We shall be here, and may the Lord bless you. See you there.
Tosubwa ku Excel TV.
Mukama waffe yeebazibwe. Mannya gange mpitibwa Sara Kaddu. Ndi wano okubanjulira pulogulaamu yimirira mu kifo kyo. Wano ku Excel TV buli lunaku kuva ku Monday paka Lwakutaano. Ssaawa 5 paka ssaawa 6 ez'ekiro. Tosubwa okuwonyezebwa n'okusumululwa mu bulamu bwo mu linnya erya Yesu. Mukama abongere omukisa.
Okay. Kulikayo mubulango wabakama baffe tumixinga muko Oluganda n'Oluzungu twabikenga naye bentudde nabo bano unfortunately bonna Oluganda mpozi mastura yayinza kubanga atereeza Oluganda lwabasigadde twogera Oluganda lwabitege naye mujja tusonyiwa olwaleero tutambulire mu Luzungu ekikkirizibwa. So we're continuing with program, and before we went in for a break we asked how is the common man going to benefit? They are talking about environmental pollution program that is going to be spearheaded by YADNET and all other partner organizations. But how are you going to benefit someone who is watching us right in your home, on your YouTube? How are you going to benefit? I want to start with, I don't know who wants to start on telling us how they are going to benefit. Dennis, let me start with you. How is a common man going to benefit from your waste management and water pollution program that you're implementing? Especially you said Waise and Chitezi. I don't know why you left the rest out, but maybe you never know. Let's start with there.
Thank you so much. Welcome back, our dear viewers. On this campaign of waste management and water pollution, the way the common man, or what we can call the beneficiaries, the primary beneficiaries, or the ones who will benefit most. First of all, these are the residents in these areas. But to be more specific, my colleague here talked about women and people living with disabilities. You realize that in this context, let's say a household and its setup, the person responsible for collecting this waste, making sure it is well disposed of, it doesn't contaminate their food or the siblings in the house. It is the wife or it is the woman. So the women in these households living in Bwaise and Chitezi are our targets. Then away from that, when you go to the markets and these communal places, when you go to the vendors, people selling produce in these food markets, still they are the women. So when we are doing this training on waste sorting and recycling, we are targeting that group also.
I want to understand, do we have any tangible results that you want to see out of this? Or do you have any tangible projects that you're going to do? That after the end of the project, by the way, how long is this project going to run? Bridget, before we get back to Dennis.
The project is just 6 months. It started in August. It will be ending in February. But the CSO's campaign is from October and it will be ending in February. So for them, it's 5 months.
So for these groups here, is 5 months. But the project started in August.
Yes.
So Dennis, in the 5 months that we have, about 4 months, let me say, do we intend to see a tangible project coming out, or someone saying, yes, they did this project and this is what benefited?
Oh, wow, thank you so much. I will call it like an outcome, because that's how we can measure it. One of the activities that we shall be running, we want to train the young men and women in these communities on these ventures of waste sorting and handling. We believe that waste can turn into an opportunity. You have seen people reusing this waste, the Kawenjas collecting these plastic bottles, and people repurposing them into other activities. So the local person in this community, we shall have professionals on how we can return this waste into something that is purposeful, not just dumping it away. So that is something that really can benefit the community, because this can be something you can start up and benefits you economically.
Yeah. Besides giving a general picture, do you have maybe estimated numbers of people you want to reach out? Maybe you want to impact this kind of number, this kind of number, this kind of women. Maybe what are you envisioning from that project in regards to figures and estimates?
For the sensitization campaign, we shall be working with 250 households, and we believe each household, if it consists around two people, that's like 500 people. Then for the youth we are going to train, there will be 25 majorly young girls and people with disabilities in these communities. And for the stakeholder roundtable discussion, we shall convene around 25 also, so that we can draft these resolutions to guide us on the next step.
All right, thank you so much. Andrew, similar questions. How is the common man going to benefit from the heavy metal pollution project that you want to implement or that you will be doing in those communities? And maybe if you also could support and give us the figure estimates on how many people you want to impact from this project, it will support, it will help us a lot and the viewer.
Mutungi Enoth, I think I'll start with one thing about pollution. The beauty about pollution is it does not announce itself publicly. Pollution at times lives silently within us. It lives in our compounds, in our soil, our air, but it may not be visible to the common person. So as we are moving forward, we want to say that we are making the invisible danger of pollution visible to each and every one, to the young person down there, because as we aim to build a smart city, can we firstly get back to the drawing board and build a safer city? You get that? So once we build a safer city, then we are in position to build a smart city as well. So like Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world. So we want to ensure that people are informed, open their eyes, inform them about the pollution that they are living with. Earlier on I talked about children being most affected about the heavy metal pollution. We see that in heavy metal, like once it is affecting the children, one of the signs that it comes with, one of the illnesses it comes with is it starts to damage the IQ, it starts to damage also the brain. You find the child having even loss of memory. You find them having hearing difficulties in some scenarios, heart diseases and all that. So imagine your child who is once bright, who is once having a very, very bright future, who is curious to know about things around him, becoming one who is being affected by the loss of IQ and all that, becoming dull, having learning difficulties, you get? So children are playing in communities that are affected with heavy metals. They are living in them. I would also liken this to a child having a sandwich every morning that is dusted with soil, or you get. So you can imagine eating that each and every single morning. So you find that it's accumulating in you. At the end of the day, it's becoming a disaster. So we may not physically come and say the child, maybe the young people are going to be given this, they're going to be given money or that, but what we are giving is the knowledge, like Nelson Mandela said. So by that, we believe that they are going to be in position to change a Kampala city into a safer city for each and every one. Then looking at the figures, we are going to be training, so we are going to be empowering close to 500 students in the 3 schools that we spoke about, but also away from that, we are training 10 teachers to become lead detective ambassadors of heavy metals, so that they can preach this to the world, preach this to the other students they come in contact with. But also through our online awareness campaigns, we are going to reach more than 10,000 community members. This is a national TV. I do believe it is already informing the people out there. So that is a few of what we'll be doing.
Okay. Hearing or listening to the numbers so far, Dennis has talked about, and Andrew, it looks like we're just touching a dot of, because Kampala has so many millions of people. Maybe Bridget will be thinking on how to tell us why choosing very few people, yet we have chosen Kampala, one district amongst the many in Uganda, but also the number of people we want to impact is still very small. What are we going to do about it? But first, let me hear from Masitula. Well, how is a common man going to benefit from Equal Lives Foundation as we implement the air pollution and agrochemical and misuse? Yes.
Thank you so much. So our target beneficiaries, we are looking at students within primary schools, and that will be 2 schools. And first of all, the way schools and students are going to benefit, we are looking at ensuring that within our planning before we implement is that we engage the teachers, we engage the student leaders to first of all understand their perspective as children and teachers. What do they think when it comes to air pollution? What do they think when it comes to agrochemical use and misuse? And we want to ensure that we guide and mentor young people to come up with creative ways of what they can say to communities from a perspective of a child, that for me, air pollution means this. And we want to ensure that we have school debates where they are going to be debating and writing essays and writing their stories and experiences as children that are living within areas that are heavily polluted. And then also as a school, we are going to ensure that we empower the school staff, the administration, and the teachers that engage with us, with the children day to day. And we want to ensure that within the policies in the school, that they incorporate policies that talk about environmental protection, policies that talk about air pollution, such that these trainings and these things can continue to go on even when the 5-month campaign has ended. And then when we look at communities, especially the young people, you know, youth want to be engaged when they feel like they are going to contribute, and also when they feel like they are going to get something out of it. So we plan to ensure that we have youth groups within those communities. We bring them together to build their capacity, but also after building capacities, we want to link them with their leaders to have a good relationship, to understand when it comes to air pollution, it does not only affect the youth, but we want the youth to be the drivers and the lead of change within their communities. So we want to see that when the 5 months end, that young people are empowered, but also we want to see that within areas of Chisenyi communities, youth have come up with initiatives that they can sustain, but also we want to see that youth are drivers. They can say maybe they want to develop bylaws within their communities that are going to tackle air pollution, that are going to tackle how to handle pesticides, how to handle and also understand that it is very important for us to understand that pesticides and fertilizers, yes, they help us, but also affect us in the long run as communities. So we want to give them information, but we also want them to lead and also come up with initiatives that will sustain the program even when it ends.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Masitula. Madam Bridget, we are looking at a small, actually, not even the smallest. When I say smallest, I feel like you're not even bringing using the right word, because you're tackling about less than 1,000 people in this project. If I can, 500, that's very, okay, 2,000 people. But Kampala is so big and has so many people. What is the plan about the numbers? Do we intend to have other programs coming to even other communities, or even Kampala other programs? Or what is the plan at Yadnet regarding this program?
I think you preempted what I was supposed to say, but why Kampala? Kampala is a hotspot, and in Kampala we have specific areas for different kinds of pollution. For example, you know, garages are very places that are very prone to maybe air pollution because of the fumes, heavy metal pollution because of the dead acid batteries there, and then Chitezi because of solid waste management. So that is why we have to zero down to that most affected group. No wonder the numbers are low. Secondly, this is a very short-term program. It is only 6 months, honestly. If you want to exaggerate the numbers that you'll not be able to reach, then there will be very minimal impact in the communities. But we believe with the few people we are starting with in this short-term campaign, they will be able to scale it up. We have a sustainability plan that will aim at targeting other groups of people, such that if you train a youth ambassador in a waste recycling, can he be able to teach his fellows so that they're able to learn? And then if people are aware, which is the biggest starting point of people have to be aware, I believe they'll be able to spread the information within their communities.
Okay. Should we have hopes that this program will come maybe for other districts besides Kampala? Because pollution is everywhere.
Yeah, that's true, and mainly agrochemicals and misuse, which is mainly in the rural areas. I cannot guarantee that it will be scaled up, but we believe with the people that will benefit from this project, they can get ideas that can be maybe translated to other parts of the country.
All right, we'll have 1 minute of each saying their parting shots. I know you have those 14 things you want to take. I'll start with Dennis, please. Your last shot to our viewers.
Thank you so much once again, Mr. Enoth. Our dear listeners, this is like a call to action that we are all responsible and we are all partners in this. You generate the waste, I generate the waste, your neighbor generates the waste, but once it is improperly handled, it affects all of us, whether you manage yours well and the other one manages theirs in a bad way. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Stula.
Thank you so much again for hosting us. My parting message is that I call upon leaders, first of all, within communities where we come from, where air pollution really affects the most vulnerable, to ensure that we are going to work together as a team to create healthier and safer environments for the young children and for the youth. But also I call upon government to really pay attention, but also to ensure that the work that we are going to be doing in these communities is given critical attention, because I believe after this implementation, government and other partners can learn from what we are going to be doing in order to replicate it within other communities throughout Uganda.
All right, thank you so much, Mastula. Andrew, your last shot to our viewers.
Thank you so much, dear viewers, and thank you for the opportunity. As I conclude, I would love to call upon each and every one of you that as you're using that cosmetic, as you're using that car battery, as a garage worker, you're operating there, mind about the waste that you are disposing. Where does it end? So we need to be mindful of the bigger goal, the bigger picture that comes with improper disposal of wastes and pollution. But also away from that, as we conclude, I would love to send a special appreciation to Yadnet and also GAP, Sweet is a Land, and then most importantly, UK Department of Environment and Rural Affairs for the visionary leadership and the visionary lens that viewed this from, because Uganda really needs the program. We need this so much. We need to inform the community about the invisible danger of pollution that they are living with. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bridget.
To our viewers, I would like to tell you that pollution affects us all, but it is unfortunate that you cannot easily have full control over it. So as much as you're in Kampala and it is polluted, the air will move to somewhere else, but it starts with me and you to address this. And that is why this campaign is focusing on raising awareness such that people are aware of the root cause of the health issues they are having. But together we can do more. And thank you to GAP. GAP is Global Alliance on Health and Pollution. This campaign is also being funded by Department of Environment, Rural Rights, Department of Environment, Food and Rural Rights of the UK government. If it wasn't for their able support, then our Ugandans would not be able to benefit from this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wonder if our old vehicles will be tackled in this case, because they are the most, I had this one talk of the garage. You the one who talked of the garage, or Andrew? So do you intend to remove our old vehicles from the road or chase them from Kampala? But anyway, that is a discussion we'll have maybe next time. Each of these organizations represented on this panel today have their own individual projects they do, because they are independent organizations that maybe we'll need to sit down with them maybe another time to understand what exactly they do besides this project that has brought them together as one team. My name is Enoth Mutungi. Thank you so much for keeping it, XLTV. We catch up tomorrow on Friday. Remember, we run every Monday to Friday. And yes, our hour is out, and the police is saying we should be leaving by now. But I can't leave before telling you that today is another day for you to shine. So whatever they have said today, see where you can put impact, or where you think you can come in and support, or what you should do is follow what they have said, and at the end of the day, please make sure that at least try to reduce or prevent pollution from your house, because they say it starts with your household. So they might not come to your house, but I've told you, try to reduce pollution. My name is Enoth once again, and we wish you nothing but the best of today. God bless you.
Tosubwa ku XLTV.
Mukama waffe yeebazibwe. Mannya gange mpitibwa Sara Kaddo. Ndi wano okubanjulira pulogulaamu yimirira mu kifo kyo. Wano ku XLTV.